Hey my love, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thanks for popping in again. So on today's video, I'll be teaching you a beginner friendly on how to groom your eyebrow to get a perfect eyebrow shape and how to draw your eyebrow with eye pencil for beginners. So what you saw me holding before, it's what you need for grooming your eyebrow. The scissors, you can get smaller or bigger scissors, whichever one that's comfortable for you. The razor, that's the kind of razor that I use, and this pulley. So first thing that you do, you pulley your eyebrow out and you use the scissors to trim the excess. This kind of is optional, but sometimes when my eyebrow has grown a lot and I've not grown it for some time, I usually do this process. But if you're someone that does not have a lot of eyebrow, just skip this process and just, after spooling your eyebrow, just go with the razor and start grooming it to your preferred shape. So right now what I'm doing, you see how I lifted the excess skin on my face so that I can be able to remove those underneath hair carefully without injuring myself. This is how you're supposed to hold your skin up and start removing the hair step by step. When doing this, you have to be gentle with your skin and go one step at a time, very slow, so you don't create injury for your skin. You have to go step by step, whichever part you start. Some people start from the beginning, but I love to start from the edges because that is the part that I always want it to be lifted. So after that, I go to the top. I don't just go to remove the direct hair. I go hopper. I don't know how to say it. I take my hand up to create some neatness there before taking it down. And gradually, I take it to the front side. As you can see, I'm very slow and careful. And I'm also holding the excess skin, raising it up so that it's easier. If you can see my hand, that yes, my skin is being lifted, but not like that. And I'm being very slow. You can see it right now. And I just go one step at a time, being very slow, because like the scissors is sharp, not scissors, the razor is sharp, though that this one that I'm using is not very sharp, but it's easy for me. It does the job and does not give me mark on my skin, even if it's not that sharp, so I still prefer it. So I'm grooming the other one right now, just following the same step, nothing extra. It's just that when it comes to grooming my brow, one always looks better than the other one. The left hand, I'm a right hand girly, but my left hand eyebrow always look better than the other one. So what I'm doing right now, I'm removing the extra hair that comes out too long. And after that, I'm just removing this extra hair in between the both eyebrow. I don't know what it's called, but I try to always remove that because I have that normally on my face and it's not cute when I'm done with my makeup. And I remove some facial hair. And now I'm spooling because I'm about to draw the eyebrow. And I'm using this powder to set. Now, you spooling is something that you're supposed to do when you're about to draw your eyebrow, and even if you just groomed your eyebrow or not. And after that, try to set it with loose powder to avoid excess oil. Now I'm using this hair pencil that I showed before, and they have some eye pencil come with some spoolie, and that is what I'm just using. And right now you can follow this video step by step. You see the way that I'm going with this. The pencil is self-explanatory, so just follow it. You see that it's not hard. With the way that I've grown my brow, it's not hard anymore. I'm just following the shape that I've groomed my brow, nothing too much or extra. I'm just following the shape. Though when I'm drawing my eyebrow before makeup, I tend to mess things up. I just do whatever I like. Even if I made mistake, I don't care. Yes, I'm careful, I'm slow, but I mess this up. Sometimes I take the wrong line, and I don't just care. I do whatever I want because I know already that I'm still going to correct it. Even if I mess this up, my foundation is still going to cover it. A lot of things are still coming to correct it or to cover all the mistake. But when I'm already done with my makeup and eyeshadow and I'm doing my eyebrow last, that is when I'm extremely careful. Like I'm careful as if my life depends on it. And I don't want to make any mistake, because any single mistake I made by that time, I ruin everything. So that is it. So as a beginner, I will always advise you that do your eyebrow before the main makeup, so that even if you mess this up, you can correct it again with this concealer and cover those harshness and all with the foundation. Because when you are a beginner and you're using an eye pencil, sometimes it's not precise. You want to draw the line from a specific angle or line, but it's just, just spread. And don't worry, because you're still going to use your concealer to correct it. And after then, those harsh line from the concealer, which you'll be seeing later, you can use foundation to cover that. So don't worry, take your time. It's easy, it's not hard if you follow this procedure. Now, the way you're seeing it, you might say that, oh, it's too much, I can't go out with this. But after correcting this high pencil, you see how nice it ended up coming out. It's just normal. But if you can be careful and go straight with it with your eye pencil matte sharp, because the one that I used there was not very sharp. So what I'm doing right now, I'm using this spoolie to spoolie the front part to make it more natural, and also taking it to the edge to remove some excess product that I added there. So now I'm about to correct it. I'm taking this concealer from this palette, and this is the flat brush, not angle brush, flat kind of tapered brush that I'm going to be using on this. So what I do first, I start from that should I say the temple or the upper part? That is the place that I normally start from. With or without the full face done first, that's the place that I start from. And I take it gently to the edge before coming to the front, because that's the place that I always want my eyeshadow to be lifted. So that's the place that I do first. Take it to the ending, and before coming back to the if I decide, sometimes I don't correct the front part, but if I decide to correct the front part, then I will go to the front part and take it gently. Now you can see how I'm doing it. I'm not just correcting, but I'm spreading it down to my face, because this is what I'm going to be using as my base for eyes. This concealer is what I'm going to be using as my base for eyeshadow. So this is kind of optional, it's not really needed. If it's what you're going to be using, spread it down, take your beauty blender and blend it out. If you're still going to use eyeshadow primer, it's still the same thing. So but it's very important to spread it out so that it don't leave some demarcation or mark there. Spread it out and blend it with your beauty blender or brush, whatever you have at that time. So when you're doing this, try to be careful so you don't ruin everything, like mistakenly using the concealer to ruin the eye pencil or putting mark there. Be careful, and at still the same time about the line that you created. When it comes to eye pencil, those lines that you created at the first when drawing it is the most, I don't know if I explained this well, is the most important part. But don't worry about cleaning maybe too much or excess. When you're done with correcting it, you can still go with your eye pencil and just do some adjustment. It's very important when you're doing this. Take your time, don't stress yourself out, don't worry yourself, because I know now, yes, this is what I'm doing on camera, but outside camera I use my pencil to do some adjustments on correction, or add something on where I want. So for the video not be too long, now I'm correcting the topper part. I don't do this when I'm using my eyeliner, but with eye pencil it's a must for me. Now you see how I'm correcting this upper part. I don't just go straight like a straight line, no. I go step by step, and when I reach to that higher spot, yes, there's a name for that, but I don't remember the name right now. That higher spot, I take it as if I'm still taking it up before taking it down. Just look at it carefully. Like I said before, it's self-explanatory. It's something that you just look and you get it without me even explaining it. You can see how careful I am, because now I'm almost done with it, and me making some extra mistake right now is me messing things up. Then when I'm done with that, I'm still taking my beauty blender to blend it out. Why? Because not to leave those harsh line right there. Because when you don't blend it out, sometimes when you're applying your foundation on your face, you're kind of scared not to, blend that foundation so close to your eyes, to your eyebrow, not your eyes, your eyebrow, so that you don't clean it or mess things up. But when you blend it hard and you use a foundation that is close to your skin tone to correct the top, it's not going to be too pronounced. And when you blend it out, you're putting your foundation, it's not going to be crazy or looking harshy. So it's an advice. I've made that mistake before when I was still learning to do my makeup. Now this color, you might see this color that it's bright, but it's exactly my color, my skin color. I've not even used this color before to correct my hair pin. So, but when I did that, I was so surprised that this is exactly the color. It was not even like I was putting a concealer right there, and it's so easy to blend that. It was so easy to blend that. So try to blend it out immediately. Don't allow it to stay, because if it stay, it might dry and be difficult for you to do. And now what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to give it a tinier let me say a tinier tear right there and removing the excess. That is what I was trying to do right there with the brush. And now I'm kind of done, and I'm just kind of blending everything out, the concealer on the top, the one underneath, to make it seamless. Then when you're done, don't always forget this part. Take a spoolie, try to spool it in hard again. Spool it in hard, just spool it again to cover some space and do some. This also helps to do some adjustment and some correction. You see the difference really correct. And now I'm taking that powder that I just showed. It's a very loose, light powder, and I'm using it to set. Very important, not the top part when you've not wear foundation, but when without foundation, yes, you can set. But this lower part, with or without foundation, very important to set with loose powder so that it don't move and there won't be oil right there. So this is the end result. Thanks for staying to this time. You can see the difference between the before and after. So don't forget to subscribe. See you on my next video, probably on Sunday.